We have had a nice, kind of cozy, slow, quiet morning. Today we went to the Asian supermarket around like 9 when it opened up just to grab some of our ingredients for hot pot today. We picked up the shabu and a couple of veggies and stuff. I found they had a really good price on squash at the Asian market, which I actually thought they were going to. It was 88 cents a pound. If I was to buy this at the regular grocery store, it's $2.98 a pound right now. And I absolutely love cooking kabocha squash in hot pot. It is so dang good when it soaks up all the broth and stuff. So that was really fun. And oh my gosh, it was so dang busy there too. They only had 2 checkouts open. And yeah, each checkout had like 6 to 8 people at it. But they were nice and quick, I will say that. Hello, Isarl as well. And we can also say this stream is dedicated to Mythical Suki. I talked to them earlier this week, let them know that we'll be crossing off their menu redemption with their pots and pans points today. And Suki said they were gonna pop by, so I hope that they do. Yeah, hot pot, don't mind if I do. It's been a while since we've last had hot pot. Was the last one when we went out for it with Cody, Sam?
Yes.
So that was like probably a year ago now.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So it's been a while and it was really delicious last time we had it. If you guys have never had hot pot, think about like just having a bubbling pot of broth in the middle of the table. There's always a burner either on the table or inside of it. It's built in. It's pretty awesome experience. And then you just pick from this big list of different things like sliced meats, dumplings, veggies, all sorts of stuff. Different like balls, chicken balls, fish balls, rices, noodles. Like you can literally pick almost anything that you want. And that's it. And then you just dip your things into the broth to cook them and you just kind of munch along. There is like a little bit of technique to it. I feel like when you eat it, you don't want to be waiting forever for things to cook. So you kind of have to strategically put things into the broth. And like you can totally build a little soup in your bowl if you want to eat it that way as well. Yeah, it's really kind of make your own experience up. And I think it's even easier to do that at home. So that'll be fun today. Torino hot pot, not to be confused with hot box, which is a totally different thing. Yeah, consider it a community soup pot, totally. And the first time we ever had this, we were in Vancouver, and one of our friends, our couple that we worked with actually in the brewery, he brought us out to experience it with them because we had never had it before. And I'm grateful for that, because it can be a little bit overwhelming to go to these places alone the first time and not really know like what you should be doing and the proper etiquette. So it's nice to have either friend or family to bring you along for the first time, just to answer any questions. Okay, I found lots of good recipes for us to use today, and then here is our menu going down. So we're gonna make 2 broths today, but we don't have the 2-sided pot. We're just gonna have 2 separate pots bubbling away. I was just cleaning up our little electric burners that we can use on the cutting board. Sam and I, that's how we'll have our hot pot today. We'll stand and eat it together with all of you. I didn't feel like bringing the hot pot setup in the living room. It's a bit risky, guys. Like we could have sat down at the table all together at the couch, but a bit risky to bring all those broths and stuff where there's carpet. So we'll keep it in the kitchen. Hi, Suki. So good to see you. This stream is for you. Thank you so much for saving up your pots and pans points. Doesn't cost you anything monetarily, and now we get to experience hot pot today. A very easy mess, right? Just one wrong move and that pot of broth is over. Oh, pal. Yeah, the good old days, hey? Hotboxing your friends' cars. I never, like, when I was younger, I played a lot of sports, so I didn't have a lot of those experiences that you see in, like, the movies and stuff. You think the best experience for hot pot isn't just with somebody that's been before, but also with a large group. Totally, because then, like, everyone kind of orders a couple different things, and then you just share with the whole table, right? It's often best family style. The larger the group, yeah, the easier it is to sample more things. That is so, so true. The myth and the legend, yep. Trina, you like it? I love it. And yeah, not long ago, maybe a couple months ago now, this is how fast time goes by. Sam and myself, we went out to a Korean barbecue spot for the first time together. And since we had already done hot pot before, it wasn't as scary, right? Because you're used to like having to cook your own food, and how you order is basically the same too. So let's also say this. If you don't like really cooking your own food and like waiting for food to be ready, don't go out to hot pot because you're not gonna have a good time. It's all about the experience. A French silk pie 3 ways. Oh man. That was Suki's last redemption, I think, right? Or one of them at least. That is seriously the best chocolate pie I've ever had today. Yeah, if Michael and Sam, like if you go with some people that can also eat a lot, that is good too. Because yeah, near the end of the meal, when you have the couple of those plates left over with the accompaniments, and you don't want to waste it, right? Because some places will charge you if you leave food on the plate. You have the cleanup crew around to help. It definitely has helped me before. Sam knows when I'm about to tap out, and then we just don't order too much more. Okay, I'm clicking on our recipes today. One thing I'll say, Suki, is that we prepared the Szechuan hot pot base yesterday on stream while we had time waiting for bread to bake. And they also recommended to make it the day before. So that's already done. We just have to put it into broth now. I'm so excited. Yeah, you need a friend that clears the plates. Or that too, Torino Hitch. He's hitchhiking right now. He's seriously like, where does he put all the food? Those are some of my favorite people though. They're like, I call them beanstalks. They're very thin and slender and they can eat so much food. And that too, right, Bonk? Yeah, letting the base sit overnight. All of the spices have melded together. So delicious. So I linked 3 recipes. I really like the first one I linked. It's from Bon Appetit. It's called Everything You Need to Know to Hot Pot at Home. And it was a very good article. It goes over all the different things that you can get for hot pot. Like I said, it can really become overwhelming. So maybe dial it back the first couple times. And then from there, once you've tried a couple different things, then you know what you would like to order every time. Okay, this is what it says. We'll read a little bit through the article together and then we'll get going. You cannot feel lukewarm about hot pot because hot pot does not feel lukewarm about you. Commonly found in East and Southeast Asian cooking, hot pot is centered around a vessel of roiling broth into which diners plunk meats, seafood, vegetables, and different starches. It's a communal dining experience that calls for your attention and participation as you throw handfuls of chrysanthemum greens or blocks of fish tofu into the broth. So those are just a couple things that you could use. It demands that you be hospitable as beef slices reach peak medium rare or thin rounds of potatoes soften to the perfect snappy texture. A signal for you to swiftly ferry them over to your fellow diners' bowls. Yeah, if you go with someone that really likes the experience and they'll like kind of watch the pot for you and like take things out, add it to your dish, it is so much fun. It says everyone is part of the journey with you. Okay, the chef that wrote this article, he says when he was growing up in Taiwan, he was surrounded by many different types of hot pot restaurants, but he was stunned to find virtually none in his college town in New York. So when he got homesick, he decided to make it himself for his then girlfriend with whatever meats he could find in the nearest grocery store's freezer section, along with Napa cabbage, lettuce, enoki mushrooms, and vermicelli. Immediately, he was hooked and started ordering hot pot at restaurants wherever he traveled, and perfecting his own game at home. It's a choose-your-own adventure once you've learned the basics, and if you haven't, well, you've come to the right place. Welcome to our hot pot primer. Pretty much what we're doing today. We're sharing the broths that'll be the foundation of your meal, the perfect variety and prep of fixings to dip into those broths, gear that guarantees the smoothest hot pot experience. Yeah, you need a couple different utensils and stuff like that, right? And our very chill rules to turning all these elements into the dynamic, delicious feast that we love. By the end of it, you won't be lukewarm, you'll be a hot pot obsessive. It's so true. Something about the flavors and just how aromatic everything is. Yeah, you get really obsessed with it. Hi, Scoots. How are you doing? Bang hot pot seems like it should be the next food fad for North America. We've already gone through sushi and Korean barbecue. And I will say here in Canada, we are just starting to get like the conveyor belt sushi restaurants and stuff like that popping up. And there's a couple hot pot places here. And yeah, some of them, they're like different cultures, right? Different cuisines. There's Szechuan, we've had Mongolian before, there's Chinese hot pot. Yeah, there is so many different broths that you can order. I think there's usually around like 10 to 20 different broths on the list that you choose from. And usually I will just like choose the house special broth. Because, yeah, it just has all of the spices and flavors that I'm usually looking for. So the Japanese version is shabu shabu. Except a lot of times when we buy the meats for hot pot, they are often always called shabu. These ones are called pork rolls. So we got some pork belly rolls. I just wanted to see what it said here. And then we also got a pack that looks so dang good. Some beef AAA chuck roll. I left those out for a little bit and then they already thawed, so I'll put them back in the fridge. Hello, Angry Rook. You had Korean. Yeah, see? There's also Korean. Just had your first Korean food scooter last December, or first Korean barbecue, sorry. Nice. The term is automatopoeic, derived from the sound swish swish. So that's what shabu shabu means. So it means swish swish, emitted when the ingredients are stirred in the pot. How cool. Okay, so it says get your gear in order. Before you begin laying out your aesthetically pleasing hot pot ingredient spread, you want to make sure that you have the right equipment to do this at home. So we got our electric burner back there because we're doing 2 separate pots of broth. I'm doing good today, little mama. I hope the same for you. The weather's a bit cooler and yeah, it just feels good. Had great sleeps all weekend. Okay, so next one after the burner is your pot. If you can get a divided pot, by all means. But I don't really have any other uses for the divided pot other than hot pot, which I don't eat a ton. Let's say if I ate it maybe once a week, sure, I would invest in something like that. But we'll just do 2 separate pots instead. We need a wire skimmer, also known as a spider. And that will just help us fish things out of the broth. I usually call it like a little fishing net. So I'll bring that over. Mine's a little bit rusty here. I might give it a quick soak in some Barkeeper's Friend just while we're working along. And a scrub, because that doesn't look very nice and appealing. Let's take care of that. And now number 2, it says let's make some broths. So I linked the 2 recipes in our command for those today. But if you didn't want to make your own hot pot broth at home, you could easily buy a pre-made just little packet of broth base to mix into either water or stock that you already have, which we have done before on stream. And beware, some, like, if they say it's spicy, it is insanely spicy. Like, we were crying, laughing, eating the last one that we made at home. It was so funny. Because, like, it's so delicious tasting that you want to keep eating it, but it's so spicy that you're just, like, crying. It's just a whole mess. Nice, Isarl. Thank you. Jabu Jabu from Zelda. You're doing a bit better today, little mama. Slowly kicking how you're feeling. That's good. Chinese hot pot is called huo guo in Mandarin. I hope I say that right. Okay, so we make our broths, we make sure we have our equipment, and then it says we make our spread. So now I will write a little prep list for us of all the things we have to prep for our hot pot, and then away we go. So I'll write first seafood broth. That's the first one that we'll get going because it has to simmer a little bit of time together since we're making it fresh today. Then our Szechuan broth. Szechuan. Hua gua is the closest you can get pronunciation-wise. K. Right, Torino? Humans are weird when it comes to spicy, because if the food is awesome, you just keep eating it, even though, yeah, you're in pain, your face is melting off. Well, because the spice releases like endorphins and dopamine, doesn't it? Naturally from that sort of food. Okay, we got our broths. Next things that we will have to prep is mostly just the vegetables because the meats are like good to go, right? You just have to put them onto a plate. And then I also have our prawns back here just thawing. I got some more just whole Argentinian prawns because they were on sale still, and I thought that would be so yummy in the seafood broth. There's no kink shaming here, it's true. Yeah, we happen to like it when my face is streaming with tears. Every now and then, right? You need to spice up your life. Okay, so to prep, we'll do our squash. I also have some carrots that I think I'll just cut into little rounds. Because I need to use them up, and I think that would be really tasty with the seafood side. Our bok choy. Because I always like a little bit of green to go in with our hot pots. I always like choose a starch, so either potato or squash, a veggie like carrot, or maybe if there's bean sprouts, something like that, and then a green. The bok choy looked really nice today, so I picked that from the supermarket. Pain means you're alive. I honestly always say that. Is this it? Squash, carrot, bok choy, our broths. I also have a pack of gyoza, but we're gonna just put them in the hot pot. These were also on sale. So pork and beef. I thought that would be so delicious for the Szechuan side. And I think it's smart if we let these temp up a little bit. So we can take these out of the freezer. Let them thaw a touch. Those are good to go. Life is pain in itself. Are you Buddhist? Loser. Okay, our shabu. So usually when we start to lay all this stuff out, and also when you order this, if you go out for hot pot, you will get like all of your raw meats on one plate together, all of your veggies spread out on one plate together, and that way it's easy to just pass around the table to people. And it doesn't get too jumbled up with a bunch of different plates. And then we didn't really talk about this, which a lot of hot pot places will have this like massive condiment bar where they'll have different sauces and different things that you can put into little dishes to like put into your hot pot broth. That's always fun too. Like XO sauce is one of my favorites. I do have some peanut sauce here, so we can definitely eat that with some of this stuff today. But yeah, that wasn't talked about in the article, and that's always a fun part. Is when you're waiting for them to prepare all the things you ordered, you go and like get your little sauce station together. Maybe a surrealist when you get a little too high. Ooh, I saw. Thanks for the reminder. Life is Pen. Oh, chocolat. Today at the Asian supermarket, they had chocolate mango croissants, which I was so intrigued by. We probably should have still got them, Samo, but that's okay. I chose a different mango dessert instead. That is absolutely fantastic. It is mango tapioca dessert. I had a little bite before stream. You're back. What did you reminded me of the mango chocolate croissant that was at the Asian supermarket bakery today. Okay, so our shabus. I think I'll put the wontons just on a separate plate. Hi, Zinkiverse. How are you? And Gabe, Michaela. Yeah, hot pot. Okay, I think that's pretty much everything, guys. We decided today we don't really need any noodles or rice with this, but if you want that, by all means, prepare it for yourself. Let's get into the seafood broth. A roule au pistache. A pastry with pistachio flavored pastry cream, clearly made with real pistachios. Yes, please. Yeah, by taste, not texture. It's a no nudes hot pot. Okay, so seafood broth. Let's see what we need, and then we'll get it going in our medium-sized pot. So I already have my like base broth done, but they suggest chicken bones as well as halibut bones. We are doing a chicken and shrimp based broth today. That's what I had already. Let's grab those out. And we'll also take the Szechuan base out too, might as well. I have some stacks of stuff for us. So much. Okay, let's talk about this. So I got 1 shrimp broth and a 2 shrimp broth. This one I really cooked down. As you can see, the color gets much more deep when you do that. So we'll combine those. Back here, we have some chicken stock that we cooked overnight from our rotisserie chicken. So I thought it'd be nice for us to just strain that and use that today. I'm kind of on the fence, but I was thinking this for the seafood broth, it would be really nice to use a little bit of coconut milk in it to make it creamier. And then for flavorings, very similar flavors to Szechuan. Green onion, ginger. To make it more seafood-esque, we're gonna use some kombu, so seaweed. Make it taste like the sea a bit. Some dried shiitake mushrooms, white peppercorn, Szechuan peppercorn, fish sauce. I thought this was very interesting, and I did buy it for it. There's some sauerkraut in the seafood broth. So maybe for texture as well as like a little bit of sourness. I was very intrigued by that. I thought it sounded so good. Thinking of using your Instant Pot to make broth? That would be an awesome thing. It would probably even cut your time a little bit if you cooked it under pressure. Hello, Pablo. Can I teach you how to cook mud turtle? I've never cooked turtle, and I probably never will. I don't even know if I would eat it. What? Guess who has 2 thumbs and also sushi? What types of sushi did you get? Okay, so it says to first make your stocks, obviously put the bones in just with water and then simmer until it becomes foamy, skim that off and strain out the bones. And so now we're starting on step 3. Add remaining ingredients except for fish sauce and the sauerkraut. We add that near the end because we kind of season with those flavors, the salty and the sour. And then we just simmer that for 45 minutes to an hour, it says. And we can strain it from there. Add your sauerkraut, season with fish sauce. I was also gonna throw like a handful of cilantro and probably just some fresh herbs into the seafood one. And as well as our coconut milk. I think that sounds so delicious. And then for our Szechuan broth, just to make it a bit more rich, I have some beef stock. Look at the nice color of that. Some chicken stock, nice and gelatinous. And then our Szechuan base, look at that. Cooled in the fridge overnight. It says to blend it, but it got like kind of crispy the way that we cooked it yesterday. So I'm just gonna scoop this into the broth and let that cook as well. How about mud crab? We could cook crab together. That's really easy. Just boil it in a pot with some spices. Like 8 minutes or so. Thank you very much, Zinkaverse, with the subby. 9 months in a row, friend. Welcome back to the kitchen crew. Suki, you're not driving so you can chat now. Hi, welcome. This stream's for you. We also have Kimmers with a menu request, so we're crossing one off today, but now we got another one already on the list. Kimmer saved up 50,000 pots and pans points, and she wants me to make some peach pie because we need some in our lives. How do you know I've been craving this? There's a girl I follow. She lives in Toronto, so like East Canada. She created a pie pop-up little business for herself, and that was the latest pie she added to the menu was peach. And I love peaches so much. It might be a while, a couple months, Kimmers, until we make this peach pie because I'm pretty serious about my peaches. I only eat BC peaches from the Okanagan here, and those don't usually come around until I think like August. So we might be waiting, but it's for a good reason, trust. Nice, you got some nigiris? Yummo. I didn't say how to cook the mud crab. I just said that maybe one time we can do it. I think it was Palooza that mentioned the 3 types of French silk pie. Okanagan peaches are the best, right? Like, we've already been talking and planning about when we're going to the Okanagan to get them. That's when you know. Okay, let's get out some aromatics. Maybe first, actually, we will strain this broth. Because then we can use the pot for the Szechuan stuff after. Give me one moment here. I'm from the Okanagan. I'm not from the Okanagan. I spent a lot of years and summers there when I was younger. My parents would often like either rent a trailer or a house with other families. and we go spend a couple weeks out there. So yeah, I kind of grew up on Okanagan fruit, and then I've been bringing it into Sam's life because he hasn't really spent a lot of time around there. And like, he first discovered donut peaches last year for first time ever, and now he's obsessed. But yeah, something about it, just compared to the USA peaches that we can always get here, they just taste way better. Look at the color of that. So we'll mix that with the seafood one. It may be, we're gonna switch this. Let's go with the more pale chicken stock, and then we'll go with the darker chicken one with the beef broth. That sounds like a better option for us. We'll do the seafood broth in this medium-sized pot. Never do you feel more homesick than when you have a peach. Really? Yeah, I'm serious about peaches and cherries. Okay, let's pour this out. And the fat is good to have when you're making hot pot, guys, so don't be scared to scrape all of that into the pot. Just add some richness to the broth. It is so, so good. Scrape all that goodness out. So shrimp broth is just made from shrimp shells and water. But you can see the color is really nice. And it has like quite a strong seafood flavor that way. There's a little ice chunker still floating in there. Didn't want it to splash. And this is a great way for me to get a bunch of containers. These were all like in the freezer. Use them up. All right, now we can get that on and warming up while we prep our ginger, garlic, and green onion. Because that's all really cold. Pop a lid on there. Medium heat is good. One whole head of garlic. If you're cooking up shrimp for another use, you could totally use the shrimp meat as well. Yeah, you for sure could. There'd be nothing wrong with that. So we'll put some of this fresh cilantro. Maybe I'll take it out now. Get it prepped into a container. We'll put a good handful of this into the seafood broth later, right before we plan to eat it. Obviously, if you don't like soap, don't use it. Tip and top these. And the nice thing about just using aromatics is you don't have to worry too much about proper knife skills. Because if you're gonna strain it out, it doesn't really matter what size it's cut. I wouldn't really go more than 1 inch or so in size, because that way it'll take a long time to impart the flavor if you leave it cut in really big pieces. So something like that is good. And our ginger, I don't usually peel the ginger. I'll just kind of peel off any dark brown spots like that. But we're using it from this side, so I'm just gonna do nice thin rounds. Most amount of surface area. Maybe one more. That'll be yummy. Put that together. You're using soap in your cooking today. You guys. This garlic is like peeling itself. What's going on here? Hello? This garlic has blight, I think, or something. I don't know. All of the chunks on it, all of the cloves have this weird brown stuff. It has a disease. We can't use that one. I don't trust it. I'm not risking it. Next. You effed up your squid. What is going on over there? Did you learn ahead of time how you should have prepared it? Yeah, we have to burn it with fire now. This is way nicer garlic. I can't even get it. I think that should be good. And we'll just smash the garlic, make it easy to peel. I think we can just put in the whole smashed cloves. Imagine getting inked by a squid. That'd be a pretty crazy experience. The garlic is sticky, that means it's good. Good garlic. Mash the cloves on the ceiling. Oh my gosh. It's a forever battle. I don't know if I've won the battle yet on that one, Bong. But the war is still ongoing. Yesterday you cooked your squid with garlic and onion steam, but it didn't taste good? What did I just have the other day at the buffet? We went out for Chinese food buffet, guys, because Sam's never been to this one spot. Oh my gosh, it was actually so amazing. We had, it was called salt and pepper squid. So they had this really light batter on the pieces of squid. So it was really crispy on the outside, and then they just seasoned it with salt and pepper and some chili flake, I think. It was delicious though. Okay, let's go over here. Put our stuff in the pot. Put that back on. Okay, next we'll prep our cilantro really quick while we have it here. Do I want to pick it? Maybe we'll just pick the leaves off and that'll be good. Just put the handful of leaves into the broth. That'll be the easiest way to eat it as well, rather than leaving the stem on. Because it gets stringy. The squid is already seasoned. Yeah, I don't know. I don't usually buy ingredients unless I know I can like really cook them well and have done some research ahead of time. Because I hate making something that's not very good and then you don't want to eat it and you like maybe throw it out or waste it. I don't like doing that. Plus, I've not cooked a ton of like squid. I've cooked more octopus and things like that. It is basically the same, but not really. Okay, let's just put this in a little container for now. Keep it in the fridge. We should also grab our coconut milk so we don't forget about adding that to our seafood broth. So good. Now we can get out our veggies. Mushroom, bok choy, squash, carrots. First, I'm just gonna throw out these chicken bones. Prep up this pot so that we can make our szechuan broth as well. Might as well simmer it all at the same time, because we still need to mix these ingredients with the stock. All we have right now is the base. Okay. I think there might be actually a couple more things we still have to add to the seafood one. Dried mushrooms. I think a little bit of peppercorn. Do I have the recipe on Discord? No, just look it up. Salt and pepper squid. Put our beef in here. It's really gelatinous as well. It'll be a nice rich broth. And now our hot pot base. This is what it looks like after it cooled. You can see the ginger, garlic, onion, all of the different spices that we fried up in the oil. So I'm thinking I'm gonna use half of this. And then there's a good layer of the fat at the bottom too. But it smells absolutely fantastic. Maybe one more. Thanks, Samo. The smell of it is amazing. And now we'll heat that up, guys. Okay, first, have a quick peek over here at the recipe. Okay, we need our kombu still. This is right. They use shallot. I actually have some red onion left over, so I'm just gonna chop that up instead. Cute. But I'll go grab our seaweed, our dried shiitake mushrooms, and some white peppercorns. shabu. It's like little tied up pieces of seaweed. Our white peppercorns. I'm just gonna put a couple of those in whole. And then our dried mushrooms. That's actually smelling so good already. So the mushrooms are gonna add some umami flavor. Some funky flavors. Earthy. The white pepper will add a little bit of like aromatic, fruity spice, let's say. The jar won't close. There we go. And then our seaweed is gonna make it taste like the sea. So that expands when you use it. Keep that in mind. I'm gonna use this one other one. And that should be lots. And now I'll slice up the onion really quick and get it that in there. And then we're good to go. Two broths on the stovetop. Onions. Hello, Bruno Esquire. How are you doing? That pot is starting to look nice and colorful. There we go. Little wash up of our cutting board before we start the veggies. Thank you, Happy. Subscribing with your Prime Gaming sub. I know you only get one a month, so thanks for using it here, my friend. And you are with us now, Kitchen Crew, 20 months in a row. Love it. Hi, Lisa Pizza. How's it going? Alright, so crossing off the list, we got seafood broth on, Szechuan broth on. Gonna do squash, carrot, bok choy, mushrooms. Whatever it is, it looks good. This is our seafood broth. And then over here on the other big burner, we also have some Szechuan broth started to meld together. Two yummy broths today. So we'll let those go for about 45 minutes or so while we prep the rest of this stuff. Hey, our bok choys today. So I picked up the baby bok choys because they're just easier to prep for hot pot, I would think. I'll do 3 prepped up on the plate. Don't know if we'll use it all, but it's better to have extra than not enough. Our mushrooms. I think I'm gonna give these mushrooms a wash. They're getting a bit older now, like a week in the fridge. So we'll wash all these up instead of just brushing them, the dirt off. Yeah, see, there's some liquid down there. And we'll cut those up. How's Dave doing today? Welcome in. I haven't had bok choy in a long time. I'm very excited to have this today. I love how crunchy and fresh it is. Like, it's just so crunchy, bok choy, and juicy. Something about it. And yeah, since we are cooking the mushrooms in broth today, it doesn't matter if we wash it, 'cause it's already gonna soak up more liquid later. But I will say the enoki mushrooms are really good in hot pot and some of the other varieties of mushrooms rather than using cremini like I am. The twins gave you their germs? Funny how that happens, hey? Oh yeah, because you guys had holiday weekend there. Well, that sucks, dude. A lot of people are actually ill right now. I'm just trimming off the bottom of the mushroom where it looks not so nice anymore. Let's do that first. You could also just pick out the entire stem if you didn't like how it was looking. Like, this one looks kind of weird. You just take this, rock it side to side, and then the whole thing comes out. I would do that if the stem is really browned. There. We're safe. School was out for a week. This one, see how that's like kind of discolored there? I don't like it. Just sitting in some of the liquid in the container. I think we're just gonna try and cut or peel that off. That looks actually so weird. Is there a knock at the door? Okay, can you get it? Just a second. Okay, now our mushies. Let's also go grab a container before we start prepping this. I think it would be nice if we just like quarter or six them. So go boom. Probably 6 because these are pretty large mushrooms. Because it's nice to keep everything bite size when you're eating hot pot. What we got, Samuel?
Amazon.
Yamazon. This one is really big, so I'm gonna cut it into 8. What is hot pot? So hot pot is, how did we say this earlier? I really liked how Bonk said it. A communal soup eating experience. So think there is a large pot of broth or multiple flavors of broth bubbling in the center of the table, and then we have different veggies and meats and starches that you dip and cook into the broth to kind of make your own soup. Just raising the lid here on our seafood broth because that's now up. Looks awesome, actually smells really delicious. Yeah, here is the menu if you guys want to look at it, and then there's some recipes if you want to learn. The first link there is the best one if you've never had hot pot before. You miss Mr. Kate? He just walked by. Did you not see him? You silly Willy. Okay, and then real quick, peek. That's our seafood broth. I turned it down so it's not gonna boil too crazy like that. I'm gonna wipe this mushroom stuff off of the board. And then I think we have to wash the bok choy. Can you be my son? I would say no because I can't afford to take care of you. But I mean, if money doesn't matter, then sure, I guess. Yeah, mods get adopted first. Scoots. You got the money? Okay, so you can pay for your own self? Then why am I your mom? Because you just want to eat my food, probably. I'm washing these all in between the leaves and then just shaking out the extra water in the sink. You see here around the bottom, it's kind of sandy and dirty always. No sand in the hot pot, please, and thank you. It goes mods and then VIP, Suki says. Pablo, I don't know what to tell you, man. What? If I feed you guys, you'll even do your own laundry? I think we're onto something here. Yeah, even Sam's in. Okay, so trim off the bottom of the bok choy if it looks kind of discolored. But don't trim too far up because we like how it holds the whole veggie together. I think my music's a bit loud, one sec. Okay, so now we are gonna cut from here through in half. Let's see how it goes. It always looks so cool too. What is that? Is that you? What are you doing? So that's how the bok choy looks when you cut it in half, and then we can just do little slices through like that. And this is why I said don't trim too far down, because now this is held all together and easy to dunk into the pot, right? Trim up the green so it's not too crazy, and then you can just take nice little pieces like that. So keep it stacked up really neat, because yeah, we're gonna be building all of this up onto plates for serving. I'm just prepping it all right now. So I cut the bok choy into thirds or quarters, depending on how large it is. Sherman, good to see you. I feel like it's been forever. Picked up breakfast from the golf course grill. They only gave you one sausage. Oh my god, and the shells, or the eggs had shell in it. I still remember the first time ever I went out for breakfast and had the eggshell experience in my breakfast. Yeah, I wish that upon no one. You've had hot pot once, Suki? Do you remember like what kind it was? Because we've gone out for Mongolian, and I think the one here is Szechuan. Oh, yeah, eggshell. That texture, like, totally throws me off. I don't freak out about a lot of things food-wise. Like, I'd rather have a hair in my food than an eggshell in my eggs, straight up. That's how picky I am about that. You were on a date when you had hot pot? And it was uncomfortable? No. Well, at least you got hot pot out of it. At least you got hot pot out of it. Okay, next. Move that over. Let's get into the squash and the carrots. And see how I kind of put the quick cooking veggies together? So mushroom and bok choy will cook around the same time. And then the carrot and the squash will cook around the same time too. We got yellow carrots. And I think I gotta peel them because they're starting to sprout. Samo got a bike pump. And I think he's pumping up the tires. That means we gotta go bike riding. It is a funny looking carrot, hey? These are the last ones I got from the market like many weeks ago. This one I don't think is actually viable anymore. Maybe near the top? But I have noticed this from this one farm, is that their carrots are a bit dry sometimes. It's like they didn't get quite enough water out in the field. And they get dry and woody like that. I said, hey, what the heck? But we're just gonna make little carrot rounds or half moons. Whatever's easiest for you to prep. To boil up. You've been gone a while. Is the food truck still going to be a thing? Yes, but not in that truck that we originally bought, let's say. Because we think it's going to be too small for what we want to do. So Sam's been looking at some other vehicles for us to do that in instead. And just use the money that we've already invested, because I think we'll make a return on that truck to do what we want. But we're still going to do that. Host pop-ups, stuff like that. Like, that's our end goal in life. So yes, as much as it's taken a bit longer to get there, we want to make sure that we do it right the first time. I think this carrot in the seafood broth is gonna be so good. Yo, Pobo Mojo Jojo. Amazing name. Am I gonna do raw egg dipping sauce? I wasn't planning on it. I've never seen that before even at Hot Pot. A raw egg dipping sauce? Check this out. The most beautiful kabocha squash. I mean, we're only going to use a small chunk off of it. And you can eat the skin on this squash, so I'm just going to wash it before we start cutting it up. So I don't know where this has been, what it's touched. Torino's like on to what we're thinking of. Yeah, we're looking into getting what's called like a renegade RV that is typically used for race vehicles. and race businesses where they have a big trailer like what you're talking about, Torino, to pull the car behind the truck when you go to different races and stuff like that. But we could easily gut out that trailer and then build the kitchen outside of the vehicle. Yeah, there's so much options. So that's why I say we want to do it right the first time so that we have the most amount of options available to use with it, right? Okay, sometimes cutting this squash can be scary because it's quite firm. I'm just gonna cut a wedge off of this side for myself today. We're young. I mean, I feel like we're not anymore though, right? I don't know. It's easy to feel like you're behind when you see everyone else doing stuff, right? But I know we're not. We'll eventually get there. The fact that we haven't given up yet, right? That means something. Okay, let's scoop out our seeds. Also, this looks so nice and juicy. Holy smokes. What knife is this? Can someone do exclamation mark knife in chat? And that will pop up the link. Thanks, Bonk. Suki. Fair enough. Fair enough. Samo's pumping. Pump it up. Pump those tires. You don't know if it's even working? Oh, look outside. There's a Lambo. There's a green Lambo going. I thought that car sounded actually good. This is called kabocha squash, so we can eat the skin. And I will also say the inside of this squash is quite starchy compared to a butternut squash, which is very juicy, I would say. So now we're gonna cut this in half and make little wedges to cook in the broth. I'm just gonna trim off this end. Like, you could potentially eat that, but there's quite a bit of skin there. And then not too thick, right? Because the thicker that we cut the squash, the longer it's gonna take to cook. 1/4 inch or so is usually nice. And then as we slice, let's try to keep it all lined up nice for when we lay it out on the plate. How's this end? That one's a bit better. Fix all that up. Put it back together. Perfect. Oh, there's a little bit of stuff from where I didn't cut it evenly. This squash is Japanese, I believe. Kabocha. Alrighty. What else? Maybe we'll make up our plate now with our veggies. 4 different vegetables. And we'll do our meats next. The broth simmering on this stove smells so good. I think probably we'll start with the bok choy since this is the biggest thing to get on here. So we just lay it out in different sections that are easy to grab. those leaves back in here. A little bit of mushies. And now, because I already put this in the containers, I can just pack it up for the fridge. We'll do our squash next. So now we can kind of fan it out. And then how's it going to be easiest to grab? Maybe actually if we fan it this way. And we'll just fill in the other little bit with our carrot. And now this way there's also extra veggies in case you go through all of them. Just take them out of the fridge and you're good to go. I'll just keep that lined up, it looked better. First plate, hot pot. I'm gonna put this back here because we're gonna be eating pretty momentarily. Definitely in less than an hour. Did it work, Sam, or no? He's reading. He's reading. Okay, next, maybe I'll do a little container or bowl just of these gyozas to take from before I touch all the raw meats. Beef and pork dumplings. There's only 3 left. There. And now grab another plate for all of the shabu. We'll do beef first. So beef chuck roll. There was also, you could have done some sliced beef short rib instead of chuck. And I think that was the only 2 options actually. Bless you. And I like that it was AAA grade, not just ungraded beef. You don't know what you're eating. So now we just start laying this out. I think we should just do half and half, beef and pork on the plate, and then we can just do also a bowl of the shrimp, like how we did the dumplings. And it is smart to keep this like semi-frozen when you go to use it. It's just easier to handle at first. Interesting little mix of rolls they got in here. Pile it up. Like this one. Fill in the middle because it looked bare. Nice. Okay, put that away quick. Keep it nice and cold. And then here's our pork. Pork rolls combo. So does this mean we have pork shoulder and pork belly? Nice. Did you know that you picked that, Samo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I remember seeing there was a container of pork that was just belly. So we have pork shoulder and pork belly, sliced thin. So kind of separate them out so you can clearly see. We'll do one more. The fatty pork belly. I gotta just follow what we already did. Okay, there we go. There we go. There's some meatier bits underneath. Ah! Not on the cutting board. It's forever unclean. Hey, that looks good, guys. Hey? Holy! Now maybe I'll just combine these to save some room in the fridge. I can pile the pork up together. Stack it up, hey? Might as well. Pile our chuck. And these containers range anywhere from like $12 to $18, I think I saw was the highest for like some Wagyu sliced short rib. Maybe even 22 actually was, there's some pricier ones. So yeah, you could go cheap or you could go expensive with it, right? There's also sliced lamb that you can get if you like lamb. So that goes back in the fridge. Just gotta switch something around a sec. There we go. And then lastly, our shrimpers. And then we'll have a taste of these broths. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we peel the shrimp? I'm assuming we should peel the shrimps. Or should we just leave them whole and then we cook them that way and just peel it as you eat it? That could be nice too. Because, yeah, it's nicer to cook shrimp with the shell on. So, once again, up to you, whatever you're feeling. Ator9372, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. There is a bit of juice in this bag. Just gonna pour that out first in the sink. This bag of prawns was also on sale this week, which is why I picked it up. I think it's regular 16. I got it for 11, and actually last week I got it half price. So it sounds like it's pretty expensive to make hot pot, but this is way more than just one portion for the two of us, right? It'll be a couple different meals. All right. Squash and carrot, bok choy mushroom, shabu, wonton, shrimp, I don't think we're missing anything. We just have to strain the seafood broth and then season it with a little bit of sauerkraut and fish sauce. So why don't we take that out? I'm so intrigued by that still. This into the recycle. Sauerkraut and fish sauce. My fish sauce literally lives in the very back of the fridge. Because that is how often I use it. But man, is it good to have when you need it. Oh, and our coconut milk, right? Our coconut milk broth. I might actually have a touch here in a container. Sometimes I put it in my coffee. I do have a little bit of coconut cream. That should do it, guys. Okay, I'm gonna bring the broth over so that we can check it out together under this other camera. See how we feel about it. Looks like it's absorbed a lot of the flavors. Check that out. Nom. Have a tasty taste. Look at how big the kombu gets too. So I mean, it really explodes. Don't burn your face. Okay, so we didn't add any salt into here at all yet, but that is very flavorful. I think we're safe to strain it for sure. Let me throw these chicken bones out from the strainer first from earlier. I hate throwing out the bones in the garbage when they're still like dripping with juices. Just makes a garbage bin gross. That's the seafood one. And some places won't strain the broth, so they'll just give it to you like this. And up to you if you want to eat the things inside of it. Where do I want to strain this into? I gotta get a bigger pot. Is it working now, nearly?
It's working.
You haven't.
You haven't earned a job for success.
This broth is very dark, guys. Let me see if I can just use the spider. Let me see. Scoop it into the strainer. This is where our handy dandy spider comes in. Get your fishing net, everyone. Lift all the aromatics out. You could totally drink this broth as is. I was expecting the color to stay a lot lighter, but holy, it got dark from like the mushrooms, the kombu, the red onion as well. Probably colored it. But I love the little oil slick on top from the chicken fat. He got it, everyone. Third time's a charm.
Let it rise. I was using the wrong attachment.
He was using the wrong attachment. This is everything. I think I seen a sneaky onion floating, but that's okay, guys. Okay, first, we're gonna pop in our cilantro. Look at how dark it is. This is wild. Build your own broth adventure. I mean, that made it look better, let's be honest. Fish sauce time, because we need some salt in here for sure. And, oh yeah, as much as fish sauce is fishy, when you use it in this way for seasoning a seafood broth, you're not gonna notice the fishiness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will do to start. And then I'll add a scoop of our, it said German or Chinese sauerkraut. I've tried Chinese sauerkraut before and I don't like it. So I chose the German one because I am down to always eat that. And it said around half a cup or so. I'm gonna play it safe, go for around a third. Just because I don't have a huge pot of broth. Okay, let's stir this up, use this spoon to see how this tastes. Before we add the coconut milk. That actually made it taste better. Mmm. The salt is really making you taste the other flavors now. Now I'm gonna make it creamy with this coconut cream. And let that melt in. I'm still gonna add a little bit more fish sauce. And I think just a little sprinkle of MSG for us.
MSGesus?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we'll be finalized. And I would say it's more important how your broth tastes than how it looks. And who cares if you're making it at home and you're the only one that's eating it or just your family? Who the heck cares how it looks? But if it tastes amazing, yeah, that's what matters the most.
Ugly broths need love too.
Mmm. Every time I add something, it gets better. 3 more of that.
3 pinches of MSG.
3 pinches?
Yeah.
So this is really light. It's not peppery. It's not spicy at all. That's where our Szechuan broth comes in. So this is almost like a palate cleanser, a palate cooler. This is our MSG. If you've ever wondered what the crystals look like, they're like long rectangular sodium structures. Let's see how that is. I did the 3 pinches that Samo said. And we can put this back on a simmer while we get our electric burner set up. We can still go more MSG. I did a pretty big pinch that time.
That's a shirt.
I wonder if that shirt's already been made, MSGesus. And the garlic, ginger, onion flavor, nothing overpowers one another. Every time I add salt, it just feels like I need to add more. I don't want to put a ton of MSG. I'll just put a little bit more regular salt, guys. There's no MSG's shirt. Okay, I'm gonna put this back on. The only other thing that I am going to add into there, I think I'm going to use up this container of green onion sliced that I have, since we just strained out the green onions. And there's like some other herbs in here too. I think it was parsley. So boom, pop some greenery in that. And then I'm just gonna give it a squeeze of lime for brightness. Since we already have the coconut, might as well commit all the way. Two limey wedges. And now we're gonna taste our Szechuan broth and season that one. Put our fish sauce and sauerkraut away first. All the way to the back. This one, yeah, really turned out. Oh my gosh. Guys. The color of that. I would say the chili flavor has definitely been imparted. Let's see how spicy this is now. It hasn't smelled very spicy as this was simmering along. Let's see though. Hi Eric, it's good to see you, dude. Hope you're having a good weekend. Blaze Monkey, I'm your favorite girl. Nice. I'm doing good. How are you today? So stir this, and I don't strain the Szechuan broth ever. This is a beef and chicken base, homemade stock, and then we made the Szechuan hot pot base yesterday on stream. But I have the recipe link today if you want to check it out. So now we'll cool that and taste it. We have a shrimp and chicken aromatic seafood broth, and then this spicy chicken beef Szechuan broth. It's not insanely fiery. It's slowly building up right now as the oil coats my mouth. But I expected that to be like 20 times spicier than it is. So yeah, you could potentially add more spice if you wanted into your life. We for sure need some salt. We'll do that, and once again, just a little bit of MSG. I like the sweetness of it from like the different spices, and we added a little bit of sugar into the base yesterday. And you can taste the rich beef flavor, which is really good too. A good pinch of MSG. We're making hot pot today for one of my subscribers, VIPs. She requested this one. Do a little bit of salt because it wasn't salty at all. Team had a rough gold medal match yesterday. Like pickleball, you're saying? Good to see me cooking with spice. Thanks, dude. I like spicy food a lot. But yeah, I guess we don't cook like a ton of really spicy stuff ever. Torino, you're my favorite. You almost got the gold. Ugh. Tough when that happens, right? But what a fun time. Oh ho. Why does the salt make it taste more spicy? There's some chili in there, guys. Okay, let me have one more bite just to make sure we're good. Then we'll start setting up the fun part. How are you doing, Blondie? Oh my gosh, that is so good. Yeah, that is perfect. The beef flavor totally hits your palate first, and then you get all of the spices, and then at the end you get the hot. But it's only when you get the piece of chili in your mouth, obviously, that it's really spicy, right? Bring these both back up to a simmer. Let's build this up. Back it up. Most amount of surface area for us today. I know it takes a little bit of time to heat these burners up. So we'll present them there. Probably have our bowls here in front where we're working. We're gonna pull this forward. Like that. Now I can push this back more. Right to the edge. Now we have more area to see all of our things. Okay, the seafood one is simmering pretty aggressively, so we'll put the smaller one here. Bigger one on this one, turn that on to heat up. I put a sheet pan over the sink, guys, when we eat stuff like this, just to create more space to hold things. Our veggies: carrot, bok choy, kabocha squash, and some mushroom. Beef, pork, wonton, prawns, and then our shabu. So we need a couple bowls, a couple of sauce dishes, because you like to dip things. Usually there's like some soy sauce. Like I said, sometimes there's like a sauté peanut sauce, XO sauce. Maybe we'll do one for each person. Yeah, the kabocha squash skin. This is why I love it so much, is that it's edible. You would think that it's so weird that it wouldn't soften, but it really softens up to be basically the same texture as the squash itself. And then you get all the good nutrients too, right? Okay, so let's see now. I'm gonna bring over our seafood. It was boiling quite a bit, so hopefully that helps the burner out, because we want all of this simmering here. We'll let that go. So we'll need, I like to do like tweezers for getting stuff out of the broth. You want tweezers for raw meats versus, I just usually use like my hands to add in the veggies and stuff. It's okay if you touch them. But yeah, you don't want to cross-contaminate the raw meat onto the vegetable, just in case someone eats a raw veggie. What is this on the floor here? There's a green thing.
It's a thing for my mic.
Okay. Well, I don't want to vacuum it up. Okay. Ah. Coming in with our other bubbling hot. Okay, we're getting there. We're steaming up the only camera for our face. What are we gonna do, guys? This wasn't part of the plan. I think I might use the stove cam. I'll switch it around. One sec. One sec. We'll just get a different view from the side, I'm thinking. I don't know how I feel about steaming my camera the whole time either. What if I put it more in the center and the steam goes on the side of it? How to hot pot your entire camera setup. The only way that will stop that is grabbing a fan.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go grab a fan really quick.
Yep. Fan should work.
Mish is my biggest fan. Thank you.
Except you'll have to put on the counter behind us.
No? Don't even mess with me. Think you can steam me? Steam you. There. Back to what I wanted. Okay, we are bubbling here, guys. Turn it down a little bit. This one is happy. This one is dragging. What do you want in your sauces, Samo? Would you like to come over here and start getting ready with us? Some soy sauce. What? It's blowing the steam away.
Yeah, but it's going into the camera on the bottom one, so it's you're solving one problem but creating another one. Then you're grabbing the small fan and putting it over there and pushing the air this way.
Do I just not have it there properly?
No, you're still gonna get it because it's on the floor.
Okay, well, how did the cameras work when we had them over the stove all the time and got steamed? I think it's okay.
We had it pushing away from the stove.
Samo's concerned about this,
I am, yes.
so he's gonna fix some things, he says. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of soy sauce into these. A little bit of sesame oil in the other one. Actually, I might just sesame right on top. Nice little slick of toasted sesame oil. Feta plants? How do you grow feta? And then where's my peanut sauce? You're getting soup? Not hot pot. Maybe just some chicken nudes. Can you order that from somewhere, or are you gonna like make it? I'm just mixing up some of our sauté because that's so good with beef. Better. I think that's way better. It's not even touching it anymore. Okay, I'm just taking a photo, guys, and then we're gonna start munching all together. This one pot's not come up quite yet. So we shall start with the beef, I guess. Put a lid on it.
Like that.
Looks good. Can I hand you the plate of shabu just to hold when I take the photo?
Yeah.
Somewhere around this vicinity. Looks great, everyone. Where are we gonna put it? Up top? Suki! I also got some chopsticks here, guys. I think it's time. That's for Samo. Ready, guys? Wait, were you saying, Bonk, to go for peanut sauce? That is so funny. It's one of my faves. Do I have ponzu sauce? I don't, but I don't even think I have lemon to be able to make it. Yeah, the citrus-based sauce. It's so good. Torino, you've never had ponzu? Mish, we're not making dessert today. I decided against it. We're just hot potting it up. Is that just for you? He says it's not just for him. You want me to bring it a little closer? There. So you loaded up, you did some pork, some beef, and some wontons into the Szechuan broth. Mish, you accept the answer, thank you. I wanted to ask, how was the market? Did you guys sell some paintings? And yeah, this cooks super quick. The porco. I think I could still go more salt in the broth, guys. And that's kind of what I wanted to see first. Because it should season the food you cook in there, right? It shouldn't come out tasting bland. At the same time, though, you don't want it too salty, because if you were to go and like dip the pork belly into the soy and sesame, that's gonna be some salt, right? She sold 4 out of her 6 paintings. That's really good, Mish. Cheesecake has been crushed, Michael. You put shrimp in here?
1 shrimp.
1 shrimp? I'm gonna put some in over here. Load it up. And yeah, you do have to have good communication when you're going out for hot pot with people. You gotta come here, my dear. Am I gonna put Spam in it? No. click. I still remember Torino getting asked when we were working up north in camp from our Inuit friends, when are you guys gonna get clicking? And I was like, what are you even talking about? I've never even heard of whatever this click stuff is. And then I found out that it's spam. And now I know. Okay, how is our shrimpies doing? Almost there. Click is Canadian spam. Needs a little bit longer, the shrimpies. It's a knockoff spam. It's just from the Canadian brand, right? Thanks for identifying the Canadian version you need to avoid. What? Oh, do we just want like a slotted spoon for fishing that out, maybe? A dumpling fishing spoon? Dumpling fisher. You're not a fan of spam? Me neither. Now we're going. We're starting slow. We're finishing strong. I lost my shrimps. Help! Can't get it. As gross as this broth looks, this seafood one, holy does it smell good. Where'd the other shrimpy go? There it is. It got jumbled. I'm sorry. Stir it up. As we learned what the word shabu shabu means, swish swish. Do we need a swish swish? This is the spicy Szechuan broth in the bigger pot, and then the smaller one is the aromatic seafood, which we're gonna try with these shrimpies. Really heckin' hot to peel though. It looks great. Can I give you a shrimp? You put too much in it, stop boiling. Is that when you know? So is that one of the goals when you eat hot pot? Is to never really have the broth stop boiling. That makes sense.
Well, I'm gonna pull a bunch of it.
Look at this. Look at how the prawn cooked. And now I'm just gonna dip it into the broth one more time before I eat it. Mmm. Mmm. That might be the best way I've cooked this yet. Wow. That was so good. Gotta keep it boiling, otherwise it's warm pot, not hot pot. Mmm. The prawns are really sweet. It's just lukewarm pot. It doesn't take long to keep it going or bring it back up. Don't worry, guys. Plus, this isn't as powerful as induction burner, right? This is just electric on a cast iron burner. Got some stuff. Okay, just washing my shrimp hands. Can I use the fishing spoon? Mm-hmm. Are the dumplings done? Mm-hmm. The squash still needs to go a bit though. Mm-hmm. See, these are all the questions we gotta ask, guys, when you go into the pot. Oh, did I just scoop some ginger? Careful. It's spicy. Who's this? Scat? It's been forever since we had a scat. How's it going? And thank you very much. We're here with Samo. He's home right now. A 73 month in a row resub? Me oh my. Here's my little bowl. You got a gyoza, some pork, and some beef in there. I hope you've been good, Scat. Not working too hard. I like dipping the meats in the soy sesame mixture. It's really good. Mmm. Contrast all the spices. Got a little bit of the Szechuan peppercorn there. It's tingling in my throat. Works good now that the students are gone, so you're free too. I keep asking all the teachers and people who work in and around the schools if you guys are free for summer yet. That's so exciting. Okay guys, I'm gonna go beef into some of the satay sauce. Mmm. The soy sesame. I love it. Is this yummy, my dear? You got some drips on the bottom of your bowl? The dumpling, you guys. My goodness, that's good. I would say we're probably good for these bok choy. Maybe not though, because it hasn't simmered yet. See how the wrapper of the wonton just soaks up all of the broth that it cooks in? Mm-hmm. Really tasty stream scat. This one is for Mythical Suki. She asked us to make hot pot today. And so we made 2 different broths and made our own version of hot pot at home. Shacha Jang sauce? What's that? Ooh, yes. Satay sauce the bok choy. That was actually my plan. You just put those in, right? Mm-hmm. Hey. Let me test our bok choy. Those are good. You don't want them to go too soft, then it just goes soggy and gets hard to eat. You want me to put a couple in your bowl? Did you just put 3?
Yep.
Okay, that's all of them. How's our mushrooms? I'll try one. You like all the new cameras? Thanks. I think they're the same that we've always had here. We just did really good setup today, though. The mushies are so good. Once again, something that just soaks up the broth. And then sometimes if you're really crazy, you'll mix the 2 broths together in your soup bowl at the end. Have like a master broth. Just have fun with it, guys. Scott says the beard is looking outstanding, Sammy. We might have bought him a special, like, what is the wood? Pecan wood? A peach wood beard comb and like some beard oils and stuff. I guess he's been getting compliments up at work too. I said, from who? That was my first response. Okay, ready? This is for you, Bonk. Will it even stick on there? And now I don't want to burn my face either. Man, that is such a good combo. You're more than welcome to dip into here with me. Samo just added some peanut sauce into his bowl with the bok choy and the mushroom. I think the mushroom will be fantastic dipped in a little soy. A little extra salt. You like that, Malizer? Just munching. Just need some Vietnamese summer roll. I made those like a couple weeks ago on stream. Hi Greek! How are you doing? Welcome, welcome in.
I check on the squashes. Nope.
Let me test one. Let me do a bite test on our squash here. That's been what, around 10-15 minutes now? It cooked enough to eat. Really tasty. Very fresh. Like, I think that's first of the season squash. Never seen it so green before. This is so good, guys. And like, honestly, I think this is actually a really healthy meal. As long as your broths aren't too fatty on top, right? Because that's what's gonna kind of kill you. But the rest is just meat and veggies, especially us today. Like, we didn't have a ton of starches on the side. Excuse me. Belch with approval for the chef. Yeah, it's healthy food. Does it make me feel rejuvenated? A bit. It like gives you life. Mmm. They're really hot. Really, really hot. Thank you. What were you searching for? You thought there was one more?
No, I found it.
You found it. Mmm. Yeah, it's insanely hot. Anything starchy like this, guys, the squash, if you have potatoes, same with noodles and rice, just keep in mind it stays hot for a long time from the starches and sugars. You will burn your mouth. So let it cool off. Saute the squash, heard? Bacon, egg, and ches. Thanks for the follow. Welcome in. Mmm. The sauté sauce is good on everything so far.
Dumplings are probably good.
Dumplos? There's a shrimpy in there.
3 in there.
Beep. How do you know? You just know?
What?
You try one. Said, how do you know if the dumpling's ready?
I do.
You guess. You ever take the soup home after eating hot pot restaurant? No, right?
No.
I don't think we usually do. Oh my gosh, Eric, yeah, really hot rice, and then you eat it with hot sauce. Holy, you'd be running for some milk. Me too, Bonk. Yeah, sauteed peanut sauce. I put that shit on everything. Okay, let's test this dumplo.
They're fully cooked before going in, so they're hot.
Oh, then we're good. I wasn't sure if it was raw or not.
No, they're fully cooked.
Okay, we're good. I thought it was a raw meat inside, but they're fully cooked, so you just need to warm them up. Smart thing to choose, actually. Especially if you're doing it with kids, maybe. Mmm. It's perfect. The Szechuan broth, guys, is definitely my most favorite one still. The seafood one is nice. It's always good to have an option that's not super spicy, just to cool down your palate, and to go with the seafood options too. But yeah, there is something seriously addicting of like all the spices in there. I don't know what it is. Your sister got you addicted to rice with chopped cilantro and sriracha. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. And yeah, as far as like doing the fish balls and different little meatballs that you can also order. What happened? Are you about to sneeze? Okay. I am very particular about texture things, so I don't usually order those fish balls and stuff at the restaurant. I wouldn't buy them to make at home either. Is this one ever gonna come back up to a simmer? I guess we're just poaching in this pot. Poached shrimp. The refreshing cucumber red onion in the sweet and sour sauce condiment. I don't know if I've ever got the sweet and sour side with satay. Oh yeah. There's a bunch of this still. What have you been using? Just this?
Fingers.
Your hands?
No, this is beef. Pork.
Some pork shoulder. Good quality meats, I will say. And yeah, as you eat the hot pot, you guys can see the lines. No, you can't really see the lines on the pot, but it slowly cooks down the broth. And as you cook things in it, it absorbs the broth. So you will get asked if you want a top up of broth if you start to get low. And up to you whether you say yeah or no, right? What's wrong with the meatballs? I just don't like when they get too rubbery. That's just a personal preference on my end. But all the power to ya. If you really like that stuff. More for you, my friend. Thai cucumber relish. Yum. Yeah, like I said, Bonk, I don't even think I've heard of that before. Like, I've eaten a lot of Thai food in my life. So you can see how fast the sliced meats cook compared to other things like the shrimp. Take just a bit longer. Gonna let those cool as well. It's like a dance, right? When you do hot pot. Isn't it tripe? That tends to smell like pure death. Yeah, I couldn't eat that either, guys. I don't mind sweetbreads as far as offal goes. I don't mind chicken livers. I don't love a lot of other offal meats, though. Oh, yeah. Won't even start to talk about what chitlins are. Like I said, though, if that's what you guys like, then by all means, have it. Everyone's palate is different. We always say this. You like what you like, and we don't judge people for what they don't eat. Greek, did I hear chitlins? Yet. You did. Samo just got so excited.
Oh, yeah.
Just pulled a Coke out of the fridge.
Excuse me.
You needed it?
Yeah.
You're spicing up your life?
Yeah.
Guys, my pot or my bowl is full. I can't keep up now. Sometimes that happens too. It's okay. Don't get overwhelmed. You just have to eat the things that you cooked. You guys. Me too, Bonk, except I can't hide. So I'll just tell them what's what. Mm-hmm. Give me that peanut sauce. Where's my squash? Squanches. Thumbs up all around?
Yeah.
Perfect. Is it potluck tonight? No, it's just hot pot tonight.
Almost the same.
Hot pot potluck? Now that would actually be so fun. Host a hot pot night as a potluck so that everyone brings a different item for the hot pot.
Yep.
100%. This is the longest time we've eaten all together on stream, and this is so fun when we do this.
Mukbang!
That's genius, Scat. Someone has to do it. I don't know enough people in real life. Someone do it for us. Hot pot potluck. That's the next stream. Bring whatever you hit on the drive. Yeah, freshly caught. Hilarious. I got it on the drive over. Honestly, feta, probably not bad. As far as cheeses go for hot pot, that's probably the right one to choose. Just call it hot potluck. I like it. We're on to something here. Scott, you in a baseball tournament? There were 2 sad food trucks there. Why were they sad? What were they serving? How's ours going? It's still in limbo. It's still in limbo. We are... After Samo leaves this time around, I'm gonna be listing some things that we have for sale to use as a down payment on something bigger. But we'll get there eventually, I know it. I mean, if we haven't given up yet, it's just not gonna happen. I'll just keep the pot going for you, Suki. You got it. What if someone brings alien? I guess there's a first time for everything. And we talked a little bit about it earlier before you were in, Scat. And we were just saying, like, we just want it to be done right the first time. And, like, over the years, as kind of the world's been changing, our idea has also been changing. I think it's just smart to not rush into anything. Okay, I'm gonna go with some...
Sorry.
Why? With some saute bok choy. Does anyone else have a rule in their household that the buttholes stay closed during eating times?
It was not standing.
When you're standing, you can't control your butthole opening and closing as much?
You're forcing it and everything.
He's like farting in the background over here. Oh my god. I think the stream's done here. I think we're done here, everyone. I don't even know what to say anymore.
Sorry.
It's okay, he's going back up to work on Thursday. The time's up, man. Thanks, dearly. Please don't choke on your food. Trev. Is it that you always walk into something strange or that we're always strange? Is it a coincidence or is it just what always happens here? How long are these dumplos going for so far? They're probably good? Okay. Welcome to the kitchen with Sam and Kate Mukbang. Thank you, mixtapes.
You asked for this.
No open buttholes near the food. Sam says I asked for this. How? I don't remember those words coming out of my mouth. No, I've never played that, you silly. Okay, I think we're almost done, guys.
I'm tapped out here.
Samo's tapping out. And that's usually like one thing we do. If you go for hot pot or Korean barbecue, you just throw your napkin on the table on your plate. And you're just like, I'm done, man. I like dipping the shrimp after you peel it in the sauce. Samo did so good on all the foods. I did pretty good too, guys, hey? Shrimpies, meats, veggies. The pressure release valve, Michael says.
Yeah. That's all it is. I got pressures that gotta get released.
You missed the whole thing, you didn't get a notice. First things first. My schedule. Friday, Saturday, Sundays on Twitch starting at 11 a.m. Pacific. Please put that in your calendar. As well. Let's all take a moment, go up to the notification section on the stream here. Click it on and off until it's reactivated, and hopefully that resets your email notification for when I go live. I don't know why Twitch turns it off. I've also noticed that on YouTube, some people that I subscribe to are unsubscribed randomly. So that's just something that the platforms do. I'm not sure why. But yeah, just have a little double check there, because it makes me sad when you guys miss things and you want to be here. Exactly, Bonk. Thank you. Pressure cooker noises. It was turned off. See? It's so weird. I don't know why they do that. But like, out of everyone, Trev, you seem to have it happen the most. Yeah, he says he was done. He just had the 3 more dumplings in the pot.
No, I put more.
He lied. He put more beef in.
I had to finish off the plate.
He had to finish off the plate. I can have some too if you want me to eat it. Okay, I'm looking who we're gonna go raid. This was such a fun stream today. Thanks everyone for being here with us. I had a lot of fun prepping it all. And this was pretty chill for me to make too. Yesterday there was a lot of cooking going on and baking. He's just topping off. Just making sure we're filled up. Thanks, Mish. Thanks, Mishi. Who are we gonna raid?
See you guys in 4 weeks.
It's gonna be a long one.
Then I'm home for 2. I'm gone for 6. And then we are gone for 6.
That's gonna be
Maybe
so crazy.
to see some people.
Yeah, guys, we might be taking a 6-week road trip this summer. Have you decided if it's gonna be the States or Canada yet?
It's definitely States.
Okay, we're gonna be taking a 6-week road trip down this summer to the States. So we'll keep you guys updated on the dates, but we would love to organize it so I can see some of you guys.
I think I might go from here to Vegas to Texas to Miami, up the East Coast, and then back across through Canada.
That sounds amazing.
6 weeks.
That sounds amazing, guys. Okay, we're gonna go raid Kanara. She says she's cooking the rainbow today for Pride, which I so love. Also, happy Pride Month, everyone. We already know this, though. Bob, thanks for the 1. Mish, thanks for the 1. Suki, if you're still here with us, thank you very much for requesting hot pot for the stream today. Seriously delicious. I'm just gonna turn off these burners now, and I'll start putting some stuff away. I will. But that was so good. And hopefully I inspired you guys to try it out. Either go and have someone make it for you. That's the sign of a good hot pot, is a runny nose. Yeah.
You didn't do it right.
It was so good.
That's rookie numbers.
Thank you, Michael, for the screenshot. And guys, I will be back on Friday next week. Drop Samo off on Thursday at the airport. I have a meeting tomorrow with a client that I'll be cooking for on Tuesday, Wednesday. So busyness coming up. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and pop in a Discord if you need anything. Love y'all. Stay safe out there, and hope to see you again. Bye.
Bye.